Hello Darts Nutz, welcome to Darts Review channel. In this video I'm going to be checking out the 180 Illumina dartboard light, and as you know I've reviewed quite a lot of dartboard lighting systems now, and they mostly consist of the ones that go around the surround. This is the more traditional style of light which is above the board. I've had some feedback from a few people who've got it and asked me to do a review, and they said it's well worth getting. And a lot of people don't like the rings, kind of mainly because it's like a tunnel effect. Doesn't really bother me, but if you're one of them people, then you may prefer something like this, which is the more traditional style. And it's got some kind of patented optical lens which helps distribute the light, but I won't know until I've got it up to see how good it is. I will be surprised if it lights up the board as well as a ring though, because obviously the ring goes 360 degrees, whereas this is just coming from the top, but we'll see. These retail for around about £65. I think Total Darts had them recently, and I think they were around about 62 at Total Darts, but I don't know whether they've got any in stock still. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'll show you what content is inside the box, and then I'll get it fitted up onto the wall, and I'll maybe do a little bit of how I've fitted it up. I might just take some pictures of it in the process and then explain to you, and then we'll look at the features of it and we'll see how good it is. So let's check it out. So everything in the box is very neatly packaged. Obviously you've got your instruction leaflet, you've got your power adapter, and it comes with the 4 plug adapters, so you can easily swap depending which country you're in. And there's a little bag with the raw plugs, screws, and some quite hefty looking nuts. And there's also a little bag with some dartboard wedges, so helps to keep your dartboard nice and stable. And the light itself looks very nicely made. It's all metal construction, obviously apart from the lens part where the LED strip is, but nice and solid, so very strongly made. And you've also got the metal arm which attaches to the light, so obviously can angle it out towards the board. And there's this metal bracket. So what this does, this goes on behind the dartboard, and if you've got like the old bracket type on, the one that you'd normally get with a dartboard, you can take that off so you don't have to drill any more holes. You can put this in its place, and there's a couple of extra holes at the top just to make it nice and secure. So all very nicely made out of metal, so nice and strong. So let's get it on the wall. So here's just some pictures of how I put it up. As you can see, my wall's got lots and lots of holes on it from various things that I've connected, but you just take your old bracket off, put the back plate on, and then the top arm attaches just with the 2 little screws and the nuts at the top. And then you put your dartboard on, and I use the little wedges as well just to keep it stable. All very easy to do, only took maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes if that, probably less. And that's it with the light on, and then you run the cable from the light across the top and then through the little gap in the bracket, and then put it behind the board, and then it is all ready to go. Right, so I've got the light up now. It's really easy to set up. The only thing I will say is I haven't got it level because I haven't screwed the top screws in, just to try and get it done as quick as I can. I'll do all sort of that out later. And also the bracket that I had in the board, I didn't have that level as well, so that didn't help much. But that's just my crappy DIY skills, nothing to do with the light. So it only took a few minutes really to put it together, and as you can see it's got a generous power cable. Really easy to go together though. All the screws are already there for the brackets, and you just put these kind of big screws on. Very simple. And I've put the little dartboard wedges around on the board as well, and that's it when it's switched on. I've obviously got the light on in the room, and I've got my studio lamps on as well, so I will turn them off just now just to get a proper look at it. But it's a kind of a 4000K, like a yellow natural light, so it's not that kind of bright white light that some people don't like on other rings. And I'm quite impressed with how much it's thrown onto the board. Must be something to do with the way it's angled and the way these like plastic lens covers are. But if you look, it's not really that long of a light, so it's quite amazing how it can throw the light out right to the bottom like that. But I'm gonna have to test it with all the other lights off first. You can see the shadow of the surround there though, so whether that might put some people off, I don't know. But if you've got your lights on in the room, you're going to be focused on at the board anyway, so it might not be an issue. Let's have a look from the side. Yeah, like I say, it's like your traditional style of light, but we'll see what it's like when all the other lights are off and it's daylight, so I'm going to have to close the blinds and close the curtains as well to get it as dark as possible, so I'm going to do that now. Right, every light is off in the room. Watch out, there's a monster. Right, I'm going to turn it on now. Whee! So obviously my camera needs to adjust. There you go, I think it's adjusted now. Well, that's the only light that's on in the room now then. So that is pretty impressive. I'm going to walk to the hockey. The table in the way, so I'm going to have to, I'll zoom in a little bit, trying to get it the kind of size that I can see from the hockey. So it's about right. So there you go. Quite amazing how much it throws out actually. So we'll have a closer look at it. Now, it seems to be pretty even all the way around. I thought the top section would be quite a lot brighter than the bottom, but there's not really much difference what I can tell. I am looking through the camera screen, like, but even with the eye, can't really tell any difference. And it's more of a yellowy, warm light, natural kind of light. So you're not getting that kind of like artificial white light. So some people may prefer this kind of a light. All depends on what suits you, I suppose. But I can see the board nice and clear, so I am quite surprised that it's working as well as that. I'll stick some darts in just to see if we can see any shadows. See if I can get a bit closer. Yeah, very minimal, if there is any there. Let's try the middle. Again, it looks pretty much the same as it does on the top. Let's try the outer edge. Again, just very tiny little bit of shadow, but I don't really think there's anything there that would cause a problem. Try the bottom, which you think would be the least effective part. Again, it's just very minimal, nothing to cause you a problem. Try it in the doubles. So certainly works a lot better than I was expecting it, and I don't really see that being a problem. Can see it nice and easy. Quite amazing really, considering it's only a short strip of LED lighting. Like I said, you do get the shadow from the surround lights, so maybe that's because I haven't got the thing completely flat against the wall, like, but I can't see that being an issue. When you're standing at the back, the shadow off the surround is just looking part of the surround basically. But you do see a little bit more brightness on the wall than you do on the bottom part of the wall. But just focusing on the board itself, it all looks nice and even. So quite impressed actually. So what I'll do next is I'll just throw a few darts and see what it feels like thrown from the hockey. Right, so again, the only light I've got in the room is from the Illumina. I'm standing at the hockey and I can see it very clearly. No problems at all. I'm really quite impressed. I didn't think it would be lighting the board as fully as that. You know, the what was it, the target cabinet that I did, I forgot what I call it now, that only had a short light on and the top half was more lit than the bottom half, whereas this one, it's definitely thrown quite a lot on the bottom, maybe because this arm is longer and the strip of light is a little bit wider, but also because the angle and whatever that optical lens is that they've got seems to be working fine. No matter where I throw it, I can see it's hitting. So even with my crappy eyesight, I can see where the dart's landing. And I know that's definitely not in the 3. It's in the S, I think. I think that's in the double though. No, it's just above that one. Actually, it was just on the line on the S. So there you go. Maybe my eyesight isn't as bad as I thought. The reason why I'm throwing at the bottom is because I'm expecting that to be the worst part, but it's actually not. It's really quite impressive. So if you don't like the ring styles, maybe you don't like throwing through a ring and you prefer a more traditional light, I think it's definitely worth looking into. I think my main issue is not having the thing in on straight. That's just down to my rubbish skills at putting screws in the wall and what have you. It's not the light's problem. But the other good thing about it is it uses the existing bracket that's there, so that makes it easy. I know you've got to drill a couple of holes in up there to make it more secure, but you don't have to take the light ring off. You can adjust your board and it doesn't affect the 180 Illumina, just stays where it is. So that's the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. Thanks for watching. Happy darting.